This is the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was the Big Bend's Community Partnership Against Substance Abuse event held Thursday at the college. The annual event highlights the dangers of impaired driving. Reporter Joe Utter has the story.
Big Bend Community College and the Central Basin Traffic Safety Task Force held their annual Community Partnership Against Substance Abuse event on Thursday, giving people the chance to learn the dangers of drinking or using drugs and driving, substance abuse prevention, and how first responders handle an impaired driving collision. Grant County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Josh Sainsbury explained the importance of showing young people the realities of impaired driving.
We have this total event is to bring kids up to speed and kind of show them the importance of impaired driving. And we don't want them to go out there and try it. We show them the realities, because when the reality of impaired driving, once somebody's gone, they're gone. There's no do-over, there's no take-backs. So they need to see the importance. It's not just the paperwork, but that we're all humans. And even though we signed up to do the job, we still have to deal with the process of lost human beings and the investigation and working with everybody and still keeping our cool. So it's just making sure that they make good choice decisions and live a full, healthy life.
Sainsbury said law enforcement is seeing an increase in marijuana-related DUI incidents since recreational marijuana became legal in the state.
Marijuana, because of the legalization, more people think marijuana is okay to get behind the wheel and drive. And the reality is marijuana the DUIs are way up, and fatalities involving marijuana is a lot higher than it used to be, which we expected.
While the mock collision shows the dangers of impaired driving, Sainsbury said the most difficult part of his job is notifying a family that a loved one has died.
You got to sit down, you got to take a couple breaths, and then you go in there and you know that you're breaking the worst news possible. And when you do this, you're asking these people, hey, we need to sit down, we need to talk. And then you're telling them that their loved one is gone and they never got the chance to say goodbye. They never got the chance to see him again. And then a lot of them want to go see him again, and it's not a condition they want to see him because an unfortunate thing has happened, and then they ask a lot of details. It takes a lot out of you to go in and sit down with loved ones and tell them that their son, daughter, mother, father, whatever it may be, is no longer around due to an impaired driving collision.
This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
Moses Lake Police got out of their patrol cars and onto bikes to ride with students for National Bike to School Day on Wednesday. Reporter Joe Utter was there and has the details.
Wednesday was National Bike to School Day, and Moses Lake Police joined in with students at Peninsula Elementary School for the morning ride and a safety lesson for the kids, with some help from the Moses Lake Fire Department. Police Chief Dave Ruffin explains the program.
Well, basically it's National Bike to School Day, and so it's a national event, and we were invited by Peninsula School, the principal here, Sydney Richens. The health department is also in partnership with the program. And so earlier today we had a skills course that was set up at El Sendero Church, which is a couple of blocks from here. And each one of the kids we made sure they had a bike helmet, and then it was checked for safety, and then the kids were shown how to navigate a skills course. And then once they completed the skills course, then we all biked from the church parking lot here to the school.
Ruffin said it's important for the officers to interact with the students, whether biking to school, reading to the students, or just stopping by for recess. And the interaction pays off in the long run.
When the officers are in the schools, it lets the kids know, lets the staff know that the officers are approachable. And so that pays big dividends in the long run. It lets the kids know that that when they see the police, that the police are there to help them. And we're proud that the schools get us involved. We have 2 SROs that work for the school district or work with the school district, and but the other officers try to get involved in the schools as time permits.
This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.